Get it, bird.
Alright guys, I'm doing a new series, 12 or so questions with detectorists. And today I'm in Baltimore with Mr. Kurt Franz. Is that how you pronounce it?
Kurt Franz, yeah.
Franz?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not Franz.
You can say Franz. I'm sure they say Franz over in Germany.
Franz.
In Baltimore, it's Franz.
First question, why metal detecting? Tell me how you got into it.
Why metal detecting? I've always had my eyes on the ground looking for things that people lost, you know, whether it be coins or jewelry. When we were kids, we'd jump under the counter at 7-Eleven and find people's change, and I don't know, it's just it's interesting to be able to find stuff people lost 200 years ago. It just intrigues me, like the history behind the stuff. I found a coin today from the early 1800s, but there's a person linked behind it that I'll never know the story to, and it's just amazing.
What got you into it? Like when did you start?
I was probably 13, 14 years old, and my best friend in the neighborhood, him and his father bought metal detectors. So I would go out with them and just watch them dig stuff up. So I saved up all my lawn cutting money and chores and whatever money I could scrape up, and finally had enough to buy my own detector and go out with them. What
was your first detector then you got?
It was a White's XLT. It was brand new when it first came out in the mid-90s, I want to say, low mid-90s.
Were you finding a lot of large coins back then?
No, we didn't find a whole lot. We were kind of limited to our neighborhood. We'd go door knocking and we go to the local park. We did find a nice 4 large cent spill back in one of the old parks. It's amazing what I find now compared to what I found as a kid, just because I have transportation and I can go different places.
So what's been your #1 find?
That's like the hardest question for any detectorist. It's so hard to narrow it down to one thing. My oldest coin was a 1694 Williams and Mary halfpenny. I absolutely love that. One of the coolest things I've found is a relic. I absolutely love relics. It's a ring, and off one side of the ring is a wax stamp to seal old letters, and it's engraved with like a pictogram. And the pictogram translates to "Hope you are well," and it's just pictures. And the other side is a watch winder. It's really ornate.
Wow, cool.
Early 1800s, absolutely gorgeous.
Tell me about digging it all.
Dig it all. We hunt a lot of old parks, and they've all been scavenged of all the big silvers and, you know, all the easy targets. So not getting very many signals, so we're like, all right, we're gonna have to just start digging these crappy signals to see what they are. And we started finding really deep coins and really deep relics. And like, there's this one site, we'd go there and it's littered with iron, and it's all 8-10 inches deep. And after a rain, every single iron nail rang up like a silver quarter, just nice screaming signal. But then every once in a while you get a little iron grunt in between them. So I was like, if the iron sounded like coins, what are these iron grunts I'm hitting? So I'd start digging them up, and I'd find really deep coins. Found a musket ball like that, some other relics. Because any signal with any detector, if you get so far away from it, right before the signal breaks up, it starts sounding like iron. And that's what was happening this day. They were just really deep targets, and it was just barely hitting on the detector. The detector was guessing and calling it iron.
I found the targets lie, so if you want to not find a whole lot, then just dig the juicy ones. If you want to find a lot more, start digging more stuff. There's more trash, more treasure.
How many times you swing in and you'll go, it's a penny, and you just keep walking. You know how many different things are a penny signal? There's silver, there's huge pieces of gold that ring up like pennies. So many different buttons and relics, and I can't tell you how many amazing things I found on, you know, your everyday penny signal.
What other advice do you have for newbies?
Don't get discouraged, because you're gonna dig a ton of trash, and it's gonna take a while for you to figure out what your machine's actually telling you. I mean, today I'm digging these just really deep, tiny little fart signals, and I'm finding good stuff because I know my machine's telling me that there's a deep target there, and it's guessing at this point because it's so deep. Just don't get discouraged. It's not easy. It is not easy to find good stuff.
What do you love most about detecting?
The people. Meeting people like you. Never met you before. You know, I would never know Bill or Leo or Brad or Bob or Terry, the stealth diggers. I mean, taking these trips to Ohio and Florida, just meeting the people. So many different awesome people in this hobby.
What do you hate the most about detecting? What irks you the most?
People that don't fill their holes, that don't take their trash with them, that disrespect the hobby. That's what pisses me off to no end. I mean, you're gonna dig up a piece of trash, but take it out of there. The next time you come, you might find something better that after you get the trash out of there. But there's no reason to rush. There's no reason to throw your trash over by a tree or pile it up somewhere. Just take it out of there.
What made you start the Hoover Boys less than a year ago?
Well, I've been detecting since, you know, 15-20 years ago, but I haven't been detecting this whole time. Life happened, I got a job, going to school and everything else, kids.
I know about that.
Married. Life happened and I just got away from it. I don't know what it was. I didn't detect for 12-15 years, and I came across my detector in the basement one day, dusted it off. I mean, it's been sitting unturned on for at least 15 years, and fired it right up. Went out, detected my yard, found some Wheaties, nothing crazy, but it was enough to hook me again. Get it, bird.
What made you start the channel?
I don't know, because I was very hesitant to start doing videos because I knew it would take away from my time of digging. And I go fast when I'm digging, like hole to hole to hole, just I'm quick, and I didn't want anything to slow me down. Last Christmas, right after Christmas, I got a new phone, the Samsung Galaxy S5, and I knew this thing was capable of doing good videos. So the next time I went hunting after I had the phone in my pocket, got a killer signal. You know, deep, high 80s. This is the very first dig on episode 1 of the Hoover Boys. I didn't know what I was doing, but you know, with the video, popped the plug, couldn't find it, dug deeper, large scent comes out of the ground. Okay, found another large scent that day, a seated Liberty dime, silver ring, buffalo nickels, a Civil War bullet, some other buttons, like I think they're flat buttons or something, but it turned into the first episode. I had fun doing it, so I continued doing it.
So that pretty much leads me into the final question was, as a filmmaker myself, I really racked my brain trying to figure out how the heck do I film metal detecting? There's so much dirt, and I don't want it getting in my equipment and all that kind of stuff. So what made you go with your phone instead of like a GoPro or something?
Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the GoPro for metal detecting videos because I like jamming the camera actually in the hole and really getting up close and personal with it. And the wide angle lens is just, you don't get the detail you would with a different camera. My phone is always in my pocket. It does a great job.
I asked some of my viewers to ask a question, and somebody must have only seen your earlier videos because they said, when's he going to shave his beard?
Well, I can't have a beard because I'm a firefighter and it messes with the seal of your face piece. I had the beard when I was on family leave when my last son was born, so I was off for a few months helping out the wife. The handlebar mustache is something that firefighters have done for a long time, and it's just sort of accepted.
You have other firefighters in your family?
Yes.
You come from a line of firefighters. I meant to say thank you for your service, by the way.
I have 2 uncles that are retired out of Baltimore City. One was a lieutenant, and I have a cousin in the job right now that is a lieutenant. And I'm an emergency vehicle driver. I drive the fire truck.
Awesome, man. Really appreciate your service to the community.
Yeah, it's a fun job. I couldn't sit behind a desk.
I hear you. All right, let's go dig.
All right, let's do it. Enough with that.